Hello everybody, my name is Sabrina. Welcome to my TCVM Basics series. In this series, I will introduce you to foundational concepts of traditional Chinese medicine so that you can understand the application of my Yao Tang formulas for horses and dogs. I will go through this one chapter at a time, and this first chapter will cover two basic concepts. Those are Yin and Yang, and 4 of the 5 essential substances. They are Qi, Shui, Jing, and Shen. Together they form the foundation for Chinese diagnostics and therapeutic approaches. So let's get started. Most people have a basic idea what Yin and Yang mean. They only exist in relation to each other. They cannot be defined independently. They represent two complementary sides of a whole. The term goes back to Taoist philosophy, which emphasizes harmony, flow, and rhythms of nature. Originally, Yin meant the dark side of a mountain, while Yang was the bright side of a mountain. Therefore, Yin is associated with black, while Yang is represented by white. In this dog, the Yin-Yang pattern has come out especially well. Yin stands for nourishment, for coolness, for rest, for substance, for structure, while Yang stands for function, warmth, movement, and activity. These qualities are never isolated. They depend on each other, they regulate each other, and they transform into each other. Let's look at these relationships. Let's look at mutual dependence. The one cannot exist without the other. Where there is sun, there will be a shadow. Where there is motion, there is stillness, and there is no function without structure. In biology, this is reflected by many examples like male and female, or also sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. In TCVM, organ systems also form yin-yang pairs. For example, the kidneys are yin, and their yang counterpart is the bladder. Let's look at the second level of interaction, which is mutual regulation. The yin and yang form a dynamic balance. It's not static. This is nicely illustrated by the cycle of the seasons. Winter is dominated by yin. In spring, yang enters and brings warmth. Yang then peaks in summer, which is bright and full of activity. In autumn, yin enters again to peak then in winter. The Tai Chi symbol illustrates this dynamic relationship. It also shows that neither yin nor yang ever completely disappear. There's a black dot in the white half and a white dot in the black half. The third level of interaction is transformation, and a typical example for medicine is treatment of fever. If one of the two reaches an extreme, it can tip and then transform into the other. And fever would be high yang. If you then add warming methods to treat the fever, you can make it tip into yin and the fever will go down. Balance of yin and yang is required for health. Imbalance is the root for disease. Therefore, the treatment strategy aims at restoring the balance. Let's look at an example. So if yin is deficient, heat may develop because the cooling properties of yin are too weak. This heat may represent itself in inflammation. In such case, the herbal formula aims at strengthening yin to balance the excess yang and restore a healthy situation. Let's move on to the essential substances. TCVM knows 5 essential substances. Those are Qi, Shui, Jing, Shen, and Jing and Yang. Translated into English, these are life energy, blood or vital fluid, essence, spirit, and body fluids. The body fluids are of a minor importance for choosing the herbal formula for your animal. Therefore, I will look into the first 4, which are Qi, Shui, Jing, and Shen. Let's have a look at Qi first. It's the vital energy, it's the life force. It's generated from the interaction of yin and yang. Qi flows in the meridians, or I prefer the term channels because it's a bit less geographical. It's governed by the lungs. Qi is generated in the body from three sources. It's the original qi, which is inherited. It's basically the genetic information. From food qi, which stems from digestion of the nutrients, and air qi, which is taken in by breathing. These three together form the true qi, which we usually talk about when we talk about qi in the body. This true qi can be split into two distinct functions, which are very relevant for the body, which are defensive qi and nutritive qi. The defensive qi protects against pathogenic factors. Nutritive qi ensures the organ function. There are two problems involving qi that appear frequently in animals. Those are qi deficiency and qi stagnation. Qi deficiency leads to weakness, to fatigue, to poor function, while qi stagnation leads to pain. And the approaches of the formulas are either in deficiency to tonify qi or in qi stagnation to promote the movement of qi, to relieve pain. This young Arabian horse certainly has a lot of qi. Let's move on to shu, which is commonly translated as blood. However, I prefer the term vital fluid, as shu does not flow in the blood vessels. It flows alongside qi in the channels. Movement of shu is governed by the heart, and shu is also colored red in the heart. Shu is generated from qi, and therefore a long-term qi deficiency will also lead to shu deficiency. This shu deficiency may show itself in poor coat quality, in a flaky coat, or also in chronic inflammation. Herbs are then tonifying shu. Shu stagnation is another source of pain, and the typical shu stagnation would be bruising in trauma. Then, in these cases, shu flow is promoted by the herbs to treat the pain. Another example for shu stagnation in horses is laminitis. Let's then talk about Jing, the essence, which is also passed on from the parents. And Jing is used up over the course of a lifetime. It's stored in the kidneys. Since it's used up over life, it does not make sense to breed with old animals who have often too little Jing to pass on to the offspring, and then produce animals with weak Jing, which are delicate, may have developmental issues, and also may present infertility. Animals with strong Jing are robust and healthy. This young dog clearly has a lot of Jing. Jing can be replenished by good nutrition, and therefore weak Jing is always first addressed by optimizing nutrition. Herbs are then added onto this treatment concept. Number 4 on this list is Shen, the spirit. Shen resides in the heart and is nourished by shu. And therefore, heart deficiency, or especially heart yin deficiency, and deficiency in shu make Shen unstable. Unstable Shen is then the source of nervous behavior, anxiety, restlessness, and can even lead to epileptic seizures. In order to stabilize Shen, herbs then nourish the heart, especially the heart yin, and tonify shu. So what have we covered in this video? We've spoken about yin and yang, how they interact, regulate, and transform. We've spoken about qi, the life energy that flows in the channels and is governed by the lungs. We have spoken about shu, which is the vital fluid that flows alongside qi in the channels and is governed by the heart. Shu nourishes, cools, and moistens the body. Then we have spoken about the essence Jing, which defines the body's constitution. Jing is inherited from the parents, stored in the kidneys, and replenished by good nutrition. It's used up over the course of a lifetime. And then we have spoken about Shen, the spirit, which resides in the heart and is nourished by shu. All these concepts are relevant for understanding the choice of the herbal formula for your animal. In my next episode in this series, I will speak about the 5 elements and their organ systems. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and see you soon.